So Bitcoin continues to dump off, and it should come as no surprise as 7 days ago I updated you, reinstated my bearish bias, and it's just 7 days ago that people laughed their asses off, thought it was hilarious, and also called me a comedian. Now, the funny thing is, given that these people called me a comedian, is that they're the ones making me laugh now as I sit back and watch them incur massive losses, so much so that these are the same people, right, that called me a comedian, who thought this shit was funny. These are the same people knocking on my door, and they're going to be lucky if they can even, you know, get a chance to be a maid for me right now, because that's the only job and the only thing that they're going to be able to make money with, because they sure as hell can't make money in crypto. So these guys who laughed and called me a comedian, these are the same guys who are going to be lucky if they can get a job as my maid at my fucking house, sweeping the floors, mopping them as well, and then fucking doing the dishes for me. So I'm sorry for these guys. Holy shit, that is sad. And you should have listened to me when I shorted the top in Bitcoin at 69K, when I called a dump right here down to 47K. Oh, and you don't believe me? Oh, and you think I'm lying? Nah. All right, we called the top here and shorted it at 69K. I have a live trading video where I made $35,000 that day. You can watch that. Oh, I shorted the top in Polkadot at $53. Oh, you can watch those videos as well. I shorted Polkadot twice here. Oh, November 4th, I posted live that trade. Oh, shorted Ethereum at 4,800 bucks. Oh, called a dump to 47K in Bitcoin. Oh, and I also called the top in gaming cryptos. And so your life would have been a lot easier if you listened, instead of calling me a comedian here, calling me a comedian there, because look who's laughing now, motherfucker. So get to sweeping my floors, get to fucking washing my doors, and get to sucking my balls, bitch, because you got fucked. And now we can begin with the video, guys. So look, I just want you guys to know that that's a lot of that right there. It's like an act. Okay, it's like my favorite UFC fighter, Colby Covington. If you guys know him, guys, being an expert in crypto, calling these dumps, calling these crashes is not enough. You got to put on a performance. This is the entertainment business, and that is the truth, right? It's not who has the best calls. It's about who can entertain your ass when you're on YouTube. And so hopefully you get where I'm coming from. I'm talking shit, but it's keeping you engaged with the video. But now, if you've made it through all that shit talk, I'm going to give you the real valuable lessons, the real value. I'm going to show you what's next, right? Do you buy this dip right now? What do you look out for? And what do we see here in the charts? Guys, I'm going to answer these questions right now. Let's get into it. So the truth is, guys, we are still below this downtrend line right here. And until we cross that downtrend line, literally nothing has changed. Nothing, okay? This remains bearish and will continue lower. And look, I'm not getting bullish until we can get back above this level, right? Until we can get back above this resistance. Now, in last video, you can see I still have this arrow drawn up, which indicates and basically shows you that if we can get above this resistance level, and this resistance level, then the chains would be broken off and Bitcoin would be free at that point to actually go higher, right? But until we can break those levels, once again, it remains bearish. And so this level right here, actually from the previous all-time high at 65K, right? You can see we tapped right there, and then we used it as support right here, right? And we used it as resistance right there. So that's a very important trend line. I don't think many people are paying attention to, and that's exactly where, you know, yeah, that was like the top before this dump right here, right? And so at this point, this is the moment of truth, right? We're at 38, 37K right now. Okay, the reason I say this specific point in time is the moment of truth is because what we're seeing right now is max fear, right? Like, okay, maybe it's not max fear, but fear is really high right now, right? People are freaking out, and it's at these moments that people throw in the towel, give up, and just mentally break. And so what do you know about the market? It loves to fuck with you, right? How many times have you been in a trade, you set a stop loss, it goes up to your stop loss, and then it goes the direction you were trading, right? So if you were long, right? Well, actually, I'll give you a perfect example right now, right? So basically, when I say this is the moment of truth, it is, because this right here could be a bear trap. How do I know this could be a bear trap? It's because, like I said, right, look at this. This was 40K support right here. 40K support here, and 40K support here, right? So people depend on this level to hold right here, right here, right here. So what do a lot of people like to do? They love to set their stop losses right below those levels, right? So let's say they're trying to long Bitcoin at 40K. They set their stop loss right below that level, and as soon as it breaks that level, boom, they get stopped out, right? They lose their trade, they lose their money, and basically they throw in the towel, right? They give up. Mentally, they break. And so as soon as the market, right, stops out all these people, and basically this is why it's called a bear trap, right? As soon as those people are like, it's over, it broke that 40K level, it's done for, right? That's why it's called a bear trap, because as soon as those people who were bullish, right, who were just longing it, they get bearish, boom, that's when they get fucked. That's when the market reverses higher, and that's when it stabs them in the back. And that's why so many times you set your stop loss, the trade goes to your stop loss, and then it goes perfectly right after it hits it, right? Because the market loves to play those games. It loves to pull off this fuckery, and you know that if you're a trader especially. And so right now, the next 48 hours is extremely important, because we're going to see, is this a bear trap, right? So we broke that 40K level. And right now, right, the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to see, is the market going to pull off that fuckery? Is it going to stab people in the back? And is it going to, as people capitulate, as people throw in the towel here, is it going to fuck those people over and bounce and just pop higher right now and just crush those people's spirits, right? So that's why I say this is the moment of truth, because we're about to find out if this is a bear trap or not. Now, if the market, right, if this is not a bear trap and we don't see this pop back up higher, dude, this shit is not looking good. Like, that means the probabilities we go down to 30K are very much, you know, just way higher. Okay, you have a sliver of hope down here at the 37K level, right? So we pumped out of 30K. We came back and got support at 37K. Right, so this is a sliver of hope here. But yeah, if we get below 37K, I just, you know, the probabilities, right? So let's say the next 24 to 48 hours, this isn't a bear trap, and then we just continue slugging our way down and break 37K, guys. Like, we're heading down to 30K, and I can say that very, very confidently. Now, this is the thing, is if and once we do get to 30K, okay, there's a key difference this time that we're crashing from the last time we're crashing, right? And so I pointed this out in the last video where people thought I was a comedian, right? Well, okay, when I say people thought I was a comedian, it's just a few people, but I love to make fun of those people. But anyways, right, so as Bitcoin crashed 55% last time, right, you can see that the S&P 500 in that same time frame, so look at this, right, from April to July, Bitcoin crashed 55%. Well, if you look here, okay, from April to July, what do you notice the S&P 500 was doing? It was making all-time highs, right? So last time Bitcoin crashed, it held. And I think major reason for that is the economic conditions were favorable. The S&P 500 was still making all-time highs, but there's a major, major, major difference this time that Bitcoin's crashing, is that alongside Bitcoin, traditional markets and stocks are also crashing, and that is a major difference, and that is what's going to push Bitcoin below 30K if we get there, is if the stock market continues to sell off in unison with Bitcoin, okay, because that is going to mean that it's just all coming together, right, this time. Whereas last time, like I said, Bitcoin crashed, but S&P was still making all-time highs. Economic conditions were still favorable, but that's why there's a major difference this time, and that's why everyone who thinks that 30K is going to hold up, no, you're wrong. Or at least I'm confident in that, right? Like, I'm giving a prediction, right? I'm saying if we get to 30K, we'll get a temporary bounce here, right? So, like, let's say we got down to 30K. We'll probably bounce, right? But I do believe we're going to break below 30K. And really, that's just a classic double bottom pattern, guys, right? So first top, second top, neckline, right? And so the neckline would be the 30K level, right? The neckline would be the 30K level. And once you break that 30K level, guys, boom, the real doom begins. That's where you really break through. And so that's why I'm saying, right, everyone thinks that 30K is going to hold again. Man, you are really wrong about that, in my opinion. And check this out, guys. Check this out. I want to show you something right now. Okay, so see right here, right? See how we got support at 40K and we pumped out of there? See how we got support at 40K and pumped out of there? See how we got support at 40K, but we didn't pump out of there. So look at this, guys. Look at the pump coming out of 40K here. Massive pump, right? So the pump comes up to here. Right now we get to 40K, the pump stops here. Now we get to 40K, the pump stops here. So the more times you test the demand zone, the weaker it gets. And so look how many times we actually tested 40K. We tested it 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, broke lower on the 4th time. Well, what do you notice here? All right, we've tested it 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time. Now that 4th time, we didn't break lower, okay? But the more times you test that level, the more likely it is to break lower. And that's why I think that, look, you got lucky, okay? You got lucky. The economic conditions were favorable. The S&P 500 was still making all-time highs, and that 4th time didn't collapse lower. But this time, if we get a 38K, guys, you have my prediction. I'm coming out to say boldly, we will fuck that level, and we will crush it, all right? We may get a temporary bounce, but you guys are going to be sweeping the fuck out of my floors trying to earn yourself some kind of salary or living because your portfolio is fucked if you didn't listen to me at all this year, all right? So, guys, if you're not following me on Twitter, I highly recommend you do for updates and more. You know, guys, you know, the thing is, I get it. I talk a lot of shit. You can call me cocky, but the truth is I have real trades, real profits, real live videos to back up the shit that I talk. And so I put together even a little thread here because it's easy to forget all these calls that I've made. And so here's the videos, guys. They're linked, right? So maybe you're new to the channel, you haven't seen this. Guys, this is real, you know? And so you can see that. Shorting the top at 69K, shorting Polkadot, shorting ETH at 4,800. Guys, all this shit is here for you to check out if you're new on the channel. And so like I said, it's not being a contrarian, it's called being right. And so guys, I hope you enjoyed this analysis and breakdown. This is one messy chart where we got a bunch of tested demand, a bunch of tested of resistance and these demand and supply zones. But let me summarize this and wrap up this video in a few sentences for you. The next 24 to 48 hours is going to be very, very important because we're going to find out if this is a bear trap or not. If the market doesn't bounce back up and just crush the spirits of those people that are going to give up and throw in the towel right now, then this is not a bear trap. This is a legitimate bearish continuation. And so that's why I'm telling you, right, to wrap up this video, what you're looking out for the next 24 to 48 hours. Is this a bear trap or not? If not, there's no reason we don't head much, much lower. And so, guys, the time to get bullish is not now. The time to get bullish or consider getting bullish is when you can get above resistance. Until you can get above at least this trend line right here, there's no reason to be bullish, guys. And that's the truth. And that is my real breakdown and explanation here today of Bitcoin. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like. Make sure you are subscribed. Follow me on Twitter. And remember, a lot of times when I talk shit, it's for the show, you know, just like Colby Covington, fucking Conor McGregor, okay? You know, we're not a big fan of Conor McGregor here. But, you know, guys, Dragon Energy, Crash Trading, Crash is Clay 69. Let's rock and roll. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.